Hey guys, I hope everybody's doing amazing. So tonight we're going to be talking about why now may be a great time for you to rebrand, shift your messaging, launch different products and services, or even launch those same products and services and just position them differently. And one of the reasons I say that is because there's a lot going on in the climate that many of you may not have planned that was going to be going on in 2020. So, we always do that end of year planning. What am I going to offer next year? And there's a totally different vibe right now than we entered the year with. And you have to agree with that. And what that means is that you can't keep offering the same stuff. You can't keep selling the same stuff the way you were selling it before. You've got to be in tune. And if you haven't shared the broadcast, make sure you share the broadcast. You've got to be in tune to what's going on in the climate today. And part of that means you may have to look at your business and say, what do I need to do differently in my business? And Stephanie, if you could share the link with the mentees, that would be great. What do I need to do differently in my business in order for my business to continue to be successful in spite of COVID, in spite of all the civil unrest that's going on? And it doesn't mean that you're not mindful of it, but you have to make sure that you're doing what you need to do in order to make sure that your business continues to be productive and profitable. So, with that being said, not only am I going to give you this training, but I'm going to be answering questions along the way. So, if you have questions, make sure you put them in the chat. So, let's talk about rebranding, right? Because it may not be a total rebrand that you need. You may still be offering the same products and the same services that you offered before. But this may be a time that you have to go out and remind audiences as to what you stand for. I'm sure all of you guys have gotten messages from Uber, you've gotten messages from Amazon. Discovery Channel is doing a whole series. Um, Apple has changed their messaging. So let's start with COVID. When COVID first started, all of these big brands came out and said, we're going to continue to serve you. All of the grocery store chains, all of the restaurant chains, they came out, and where before they were saying, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. When COVID happened, they came and said, hey, we want to thank you for buying our stuff. See, you can't keep going with your marketing messages. You can't keep going with your sales. You can't keep going with your message to your audience the same way you were when something big happens. You have to stop and acknowledge what is it that happened and how do I further connect with my audience in spite what may have happened. Guys, if you don't realize this, this is a multi-million dollar lesson that you're getting right now because the environment is changing. The environment is going to continue to change. And you may wonder why your sales have plateaued. You may wonder why you're not selling as much as you were before. And the answer to that is if you don't stay in touch and stay relevant with what is going on with the rest of the world, then unfortunately, your sales are going to taper off. Unfortunately, your money is going to go down. And that's just the truth of the matter. And if you watch the big corporations, they've already done it. So again, if you haven't shared this broadcast, make sure you invite other people to get this great information because it's something that each and every one of us need to be mindful of, right? And if you need help rebranding, a rebranding bootcamp is part of the Free Women Grant Initiative that we're currently offering Go to bit.ly/freewomen2020. If you want access to that grant, to be able to apply it towards your rebranding bootcamp. Because if you don't know what to say right now, if you don't know how to shift what you're talking to your clients about, if you're still putting that same thing out on social media, then you definitely need this rebranding bootcamp to help you shift your messages. Because first you have to understand people's needs have changed tremendously. If you look at June of this time last year, people were traveling, people was graduating, about to go on summer break. People's needs have changed tremendously. And the things that people are willing to spend money on, the things that people are willing to invest in, those have changed too. And they may still be willing to buy your stuff. You just can't position it the way that you did in the past. And that's what marketing is all about. Marketing is all about understanding here's what I want you guys to know. If you're talking to somebody and they're saying repeatedly, I'm thirsty, and you're describing water, but you never say it will quench your thirst, you just missed them. You missed them. So you got to be like, okay, I hear you say you're thirsty. I have something over here that if you drink it, it's going to make you feel better. Oh, okay. Because customers may not come straight out and tell you exactly what it is that they need from you. But trust and believe, their needs have changed. And it's not their job to tell you what they need now. It's your job as a business owner to figure out how you can best serve them, whether they're going through civil unrest, whether they're going through a pandemic. It doesn't matter what's going on, and you got to figure out how to best serve that client. So that's number one. Number one is that, guess what? People don't need the same thing that they needed before. Number two, you got to realize the economic environment has shifted tremendously. This time last year, people felt very comfortable spending money. This time last year, people were spending money on graduations, on vacations. And even though they may have still been in the same amount of debt that they're in right now, it didn't stop them from spending. When economic downturns come, that like just happened, you got to realize people are going to tighten up on their money. So you may have to do more right now and go more out of your way, be more over the top. Thank you for the hearts on Periscope, to be able to get people to say yes to your product or service. So again, it doesn't change if they need what you have. It doesn't change the fact that they need what you have. You just have to do more to show them that not only do they need what you have, that they need it enough to spend money with you right now. Does that make sense? If that makes sense to you, go ahead and say me in the chat. If that makes sense to you, people are not just willy-nilly spending money. They are still spending. But the key is right now, people are spending money on what they want. So when the economic environment changes, you got to be looking to make sure that you're offering something that people are willing to part with their money to get. Because people get a lot smarter about their purchases. Two things people always want to say: time and money. So you got to be showing them either how to make money or save time. Number three, people are more we conscious. People are more team conscious. People are more community conscious. People are more neighborhood and group conscious than ever before. And I used to always say, man, You know, I see so many coaches that don't allow their clients to partner with them, don't allow their clients to share their platforms and share their space. In this type of environment, there are going to be a lot of people that expect us to be successful together. And whatever kept them gravitated towards selfish people and people that acted like they were better than them, in this environment, people don't want that. People are not going to put up with that, because we are in an environment where people are starting to realize nobody is better than anybody else. And in fact, we are all equal. And in fact, other than having worked for it, nobody deserves success any more than anybody else. And so whatever people got away with before now in terms of not respecting the team dynamic, they're not going to get away with it right now. They're not. People are looking for organizations and people who are going to treat them fairly. People are looking for organizations and people who are going to have a high ethical standpoint. People are looking for organizations and people that have a high work ethic. This is not the time to be out there being lazy. Nobody wants to be around people who are not pushing towards progression and the next level. They want to be around people who are making change and who are making a difference. So you got to understand, people are more team conscious and week conscious and group conscious than they've been in a very long time. And your business has to show that. Not you personally. And that's a lot of mistake. You got to be careful. There's a fine line between rebranding and being opportunistic. There's a fine line between telling people what you stand for or reminding them. I don't feel like I have to go out there and make this big announcement about how I stand for Black women. I've stood with, for, and about Black women for the last 9 years since I've been here. So I don't feel like I have to go out and say, hey, I'm still standing with you. 99.9% of my business comes from Black women. And I've staunchly supported Black women over the years. So I don't have to go out and make this big announcement like Uber, like Amazon, to remind people who I'm with. It's evident. But at the same time, you have to make sure that right now you're putting initiatives out there, like our $1 million grant initiative. We put that out even before all the protests. We put that out there because we knew this was going to be a year that women needed our help like never before. So if you haven't gotten your name in the hat, don't miss out. bit.ly/freewomen2020. Get your application in. A portion of your grant can be used to actually re-educate you on how to reshape your business. If COVID has been a major impact in your business, go get the grant. If you're a first responder, go get the grant. If you're somebody who now you realize, I need to create an online business, go get the grant. Don't keep sitting around wishing things are going to change, because they're not going to change automatically. I want to call your attention to the fact that the majority of big businesses have already done exactly what I'm telling you to do here tonight. They've already changed their messaging. They've already shifted their commercials. They've already tailored their marketing to everything that's going on right in front of you right now. Now, if a big business like Apple and Uber and Amazon, who have tens of thousands of employees collectively, can change their marketing message overnight, if it's just you and a couple in your crew, you should be able to do it too. Thank you, Rose, for hosting a watch party. You should be able to do it too. It's just about starting to look at your business the way that customers look at your business. starting to look at your business the way that potential clients look in your business, starting to look at your business the way that people that have a problem will look at your business. And that's something that you really should be doing every day, but especially in times like this, you've got to take off the filters and say, what can I do to show up and help? Which brings me to number 5. How do you know it's time for you to rebrand? If your profits have plateaued, if you can't get beyond 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, it's time to do something different. You know, unfortunately, humans are, we hate change. We hate change. We love to be comfortable, even when we're uncomfortable while being comfortable. I'm going to give you an example. We love to stay at the job, even though the job treats us horribly and doesn't pay us fairly. We would rather stay at that job than go get a new one. We hate doing things that are different. We build habits. And once we build those habits, it's hard for us to break those habits, even when those habits hurt us. So if you're not generating more revenue than you did last year, that may be a sign it's time for you to rebrand. That may be a sign it's time for you to shift your marketing message. That may be it's time for you to go back into the grassroots of your company and understand, why aren't people buying my stuff? The product quality hasn't changed. You haven't changed, but the world has. And it's changing right before our eyes every day. And it's morphing into this unprecedented series of events, things that we've never seen before in our lifetime. So you might need some help trying to figure this all out. And that's cool. I'd rather you raise your hand and say, Coach, I need some help, and get some help, versus drown, versus your business fail, versus you have to go back to a job, versus you lose your job and don't have a backup plan. We can't be so staunch in not asking for help that we wait until we fail. It's easier to recondition your business now. It's easier to rebrand your business now. It's easier to reshape your business now than wait until it falls flat on its face and then try to pick it up. Hey, good afternoon, CJ. So for those of you who are struggling, go to bit.ly/freewoman2020, put your name in the hat to get some help, to get a grant to help you reshape that business. You do not have to do it all by yourself. If you want to, that's fine. But the truth of the matter is, if you knew how to change your business, you would have done it already. If you knew how to rebrand, reshape, create different messaging, catapult your products, if you knew how to pivot, you would have done all of those things already. So at some point, good morning, good evening, Linda Robertson, you got to say to yourself, okay, Coach, I really don't know why my earnings are not any higher than they are. I really do need help getting more clients. I really do need help understanding social media to get more clients. I really do need help understanding digital marketing and all of the facets so I can get more clients. You can't just lay there and give up. You can't just sit there and think that things are going to change themselves, because they're not. And as much as we hate change, I mean, we could be moving into a brand new house and still hate to move. As much as we hate change, we've got to realize on a lot of different levels that until we embrace change, until we realize that things will never go back to what they were, not before this year, until we realize that we just stepped into an era that not only do we not understand 100%, but that we've never seen. Nobody's ever seen it. So it's going to take all of us working together, sharing our knowledge, sharing our expertise, sharing what we know about past precedents. Because that's one thing we learn in science. We may never have seen this before, but we can make a hypothesis, an educated guess based on what's happened in the past. So sometimes if you don't have that body of work to compare it to, then you've got to get somebody to help you make an educated guess about your way forward. Hey, Angelia. So if you need that level of help, go to bit.ly/freewomen2020. Make sure you apply for the grant, because you don't want your business to just sit there and do nothing. And again, this is somewhere that a lot of us haven't been before. I don't think any of us have been before. And that's why it's going to be so important for us to leverage each other's backgrounds, each other's experiences, each other's business acumen, each other's products and services, to really make sure that everybody is getting what they need during this day and time. We collectively, and I tell my mentees all the time, we are a seven-figure sisterhood. It doesn't take much for us to support each other into the millions. If I know 20 people that need a product from 50 women I know, then that's easily $100,000. And the numbers only grow the more we connect. So we've got to make sure we're connecting. We got to make sure we're sharing opportunities. We've got to make sure we're sharing knowledge. How many of you have texted somebody that you know and said, look, they're giving away grants over here to help you build an online business, or to help you revamp your online business, or even to get you the certifications you need to be credible online? Girl, I need you to go put an application in for that grant. How many of you have done that? This is the season to share. This is the season to share. This is the season to let other people know what's going on. And last but not least, you got to understand that your biggest job as a business owner is to remain relevant. You say, Coach, what does that mean? I don't mean riding people's coattails. I mean whatever product or service that you offer, making sure you know exactly how that product or that service can serve your client and where they are right now. Hey, Kamisha, you've got to meet people where they are. Cece said, I've been sharing for weeks. They like the status, but no action. You know, sometimes we got to do a little more than share. Sometimes we got to, let me tell y'all, I have a friend, and my friend was in danger of missing out on a great financial opportunity. So not only did I tell my friend once, I sent it to my friend in Messenger. I called them on the phone. They still didn't act. I sent it to them again in Messenger. I text 2 or 3 times. I shared it with them again. I called them on the phone. I literally was relentless. And you may say to yourself, hey, T. Jordan, you may say to yourself, look, I can lead people to water, but I can't make them drink. But the truth of the matter is, sometimes we even need people to tell us over and over and over again. And if you're my friend, I hope you don't give up on me. If you're somebody in my circle, I hope you tell me and remind me until I get it. If you're somebody that's down with me, I hope that you don't give up just because I don't respond the first time. I hope that you don't stop reminding me just because I don't take action. And so, guys, I know that there may be people that like and keep going or watch and keep going, but let me tell you something. As diligent as I'm asking you to be about sharing this opportunity, you're going to have to even be more diligent when it comes to sharing your business. So you may as well get in the habit of having to tell somebody something repeatedly. There was a study done that said it takes the average person 7 to 12 times to hear something in order to react. I'm going to repeat this. It takes the average person 7 to 12 times to hear something in order to even be able to form a decision. Know that for your business, because I'd hate for you to give up on ask number 6. I'd hate for you to give up on ask number 7 when they was just getting ready to say yes to your business, when they was just getting ready to sign the contract, when they was just getting ready to come on board with you, when they was just getting ready to spend money with you. See, that's part of our problems. We think everything is instant, but we got to realize this is business, not oatmeal. Things don't just jump off. They don't just happen. Nothing happens without us making it happen. Nothing happens without us being a catalyst. We've got to be in a position of influence. Do you guys know what influence is? Do you guys know what influence is? Influence is, I know you may think you don't need help, but let me show you how you do. See, influencers can't make anybody do anything. An influencer has to show you. Let me show you why you need it. Let me show you what's going to happen if you don't have it. And let me show you how your life is going to be different because you have it. That's what influencers do. God gave us free will, so guess what? We can't make nobody do anything. We can only show them how things will be different if they listen. So guys, if you haven't already put your name in the hat for the grant, make sure you go to bit.ly/freewomen2020. This is an opportunity for you to rebrand, rebuild your business, do something different. Stop having to struggle to get your business right for a time such as this. You don't have to beat your head against the wall to figure out why people are not buying or what you can do to get more clients. The education, the information you need is right here. You just need to say yes to the opportunity and be willing to put some skin in the game. Go to bit.ly/freewomen2020. Get your name in the hat. Bring some women along with you on the journey. They may kick and scratch and scream and cry, but they're going to be crying and kissing your face when they get here. All right? And like I said, guys, don't feel like you have to go through this storm for yourself. Don't think you have to put up a fight by yourself. You know, one of the commercials said that adversity came to town, but we looked at adversity in the eye and we didn't back down. When you have a group of individuals on your side, it's way easier than trying to fight adversity by yourself. It's way easier than trying to build a business by yourself. It's far, far easier than trying to move the needle by yourself. If you're ready to do something different, go to bit.ly/freewomen2020. Get your name in the hat for the grant and be ready to move your feet in your life towards something different. Thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in, for sharing, for hosting watch parties.